Aye Mzansi, and welcome to Afternoon Express. It's an exciting day indeed as we're joined in studio by our first live performer since the national lockdown. Now it's none other than the exuberant and sensational Paddy Monroe. She joins us to share more about her latest project, Confirm. We'll also be connecting with legendary jazz singer Sofia Foster for an exceptional hour of great entertainment and music. Now South Africa, you know, with so many great artists in our history, it can be difficult to choose just one. So on social media, we want to find out from you, what do you think is the best song to ever come out of South Africa? Ladies in the kitchen, what do you think?
It is so hard to even think of one on the spot like that because there's so many. Okay.
Miriam Makeba, like the click song. I don't know the words, but it's fantastic.
Okay, but on that note, today we are cooking up a storm in the kitchen. We're going to be making
What?
a hot cross bun loaf. Imagine that. I told you it was levels.
Levels.
But that's not it. There's more.
Yeah. I'm making levels. I'm going to make a beetroot velvet cake on the next level.
I think we've sort of basically started dancing to this. So if you want the recipe details, go to afternoonexpress.co.za. But let's keep dancing with Miss Paddy Monroe.
Paddy Monroe is back with yet another banger of a track. The goddess is ready to continue to take her fans on a journey of self-discovery through the African lens. And we're excited to have her finally here with us as our very first in-studio performance.
Let's get it. This is more than physical. It's more like a ritual. Oh yeah, I like it. Oh yeah, I like it. This is more than physical. It's more like a ritual. Oh yeah, I like it. Oh yeah, I like it. Yeah, we like magnets, pushing and pulling, we grab it, take it and hold it to have it. Baby, it's tragic, I don't have any control, but neither do you. Come in my room and take it off. Show me your soul, I wanna see everything that you believe in, everything that you love. I wanna get to the good stuff, I wanna get to the core, and take it deeper for more. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I'm sure. This is more than physical. It smells like a ritual. Oh yeah, I like it. Oh yeah, I like it. This is more than physical. It smells like a ritual. Oh yeah, I like it. Oh yeah, I like it. Tell me your vision, you don't need any permission. You can be who you are. Show me your hidden scars. I wanna know it all. Like, why do you hesitate? Is it because of me? Is it because you're comfortable more than you've ever been? I know you're new to this and it's okay. I'm introducing you to better things. I think it's better if we stay picking up the pace. This is more than physical. Come on. This is like a ritual. Oh yeah, I like it. Oh yeah, I like it. This is more than physical.
That are physical. Trust me, South Africa, boy, do I like it. I mean, Paddy, first of all, congratulations on all the success. 2020 was truly beautiful for you, but I also believe there's another beautiful brother, that you are busy with there. Who's that guy?
Yes, this is Cool Drink. Cool Drink is my producer. Yeah,
Wow.
that's what we do. It's my DJ, my producer.
So it seems like everything is quite a nice team effort here.
100%.
But there's something special about the I Like It music video. Please share with with the people the amazing, awesome overachiever that you are and the magic that you put into creating it.
So what happened was, obviously it was COVID and nobody want to do nothing. Everybody's bang to come out, and that's okay. It's okay. But I was still a champion, and I teamed up with my brother once again, Blake Steenkamp, and we co-directed this video. They won a Wusu award-winning cinematographer. He did the cinematography, and my prop master and my creative director were amazing. Lemise and Sadika Omar, like I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. But yeah, basically directed. I almost started editing. I edited the video, like co-edited. I asked my brother, like, can you do this? And he was like, oh, you're not paying me. Do this on your own. And I was like, figuring it out. Like,
Paddy.
He put me on the spot, and I feel like that tough love, it's always been the way forward. So did that, and I was the executive producer for the video as well. And
you did your own makeup, you did your own hair?
Did my makeup, did my hair, did the styling.
Wow.
Did the treatment, co-directed it, edited it.
But what's that to say about you upskilling yourself and putting some respect on your own name and having to say that, you know what, there's no need to look outside and for me to pay people. Let me upskill myself. The responsibility is up to me after all, and create.
Because you must remember, this was a time, still is a time where funds are really tight for people. So if you can do it on your own, like COVID has taught me one thing, you have to be self-reliant. And this time, like I've just created and just like tried to apply myself more, went in, like equip myself with the skills so that when I eventually do come out and someone has to do it for me, I know exactly what I want from them.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And they're like, ma'am, I can't, don't lie.
If I can do it.
No, why taking so long?
I like that. You know what? There's something about being a boss bae that is all things Paddy. I mean, I remember last year you joined us. You know, it's been a year. Happy Women's Month, even though it's past.
Happy Women's Year. Happy Women's Life.
And that's essentially what I want to get into, girl. Yeah. This year was meant to be your year. You were planning an African tour.
Yes.
You were going to do the most the last time we spoke to Paddy. But now, how have you been able to adapt and become flexible in 2020?
So what happened was, obviously, everybody's plans got shut down and everybody was like, this is my year. For the record, this is my year.
It's still your year.
My year. My lavi, my lichi, this is still your year.
Yes.
Can you say this is my year?
This is my year.
But I had to, like, I went in and I did a lot of creating. I was just working so much in studio, just writing so much new music. I even started working with Mother's at Boot Camp. So this is basically an organization we got together, and it's where we teach, like, people actual skills about the industry, and we come together and we create music, and eventually not just making music videos, we're turning those 10 music videos into like a whole movie.
Oh, Beyonce. Beyonce was found shaking.
Basically like the whole what is a king? You know, black is a king.
Wow.
Yes.
So Paddy, I love the fact that you're doing this, and not only are you doing this by yourself, but you've decided to join in arms with those people that might have a larger reach, a larger network, so you can make even more of a difference. So much so, girl, that I also want to touch base very lightly, and we're going to continue the conversation throughout the show, guys. South Africa, Paddy is not going anywhere. I want to find out about the initiatives you've been up to. I want to find out about what you've got coming up, and also the performances have not stopped there. Paddy, you've got one other performance coming up a little later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raffaello up in the building. Confirm, baby. Confirm.
I'm very excited about that. But before we get into all of that and the rest of the conversation, because you have definitely done a metamorphosis, I think it's safe to say.
100%. Like, I feel like all humans on this planet have done that, and we're going through it right now.
Yeah.
And we're smiling. Yeah, I know it's not easy, but we're going to get through this.
And I want to find out how Paddy Monroe has gotten through it during 2020. But coming up, red velvet cake is the perfect indulgence. But we're taking it up to a whole new level. Coming up, we show you our beetroot velvet cake recipe. Yes, queen. Pose.
This Saturday evening at 8, The Insider SA explores the theme of texture. Join us as we head out on a foraging expedition with a top chef, meet an artist creating one-of-a-kind pieces with coffee on canvas, and a couple making designer fashion from upcycled rubber tire tubing. Plus, see how local mohair is being woven into designer rugs with international appeal. That's The Insider SA, Saturday night at 8, only on SABC3.
Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover fresh milk. Made with love by Clover.
It's the weekend, baby! Welcome back, South Africa. Watch out, Red Velvet. There's a new favorite in town. Our Clover Fresh Milk Beetroot Velvet Cake might seem a little odd, but makes perfect sense. What could be a better way to hide veggies in a tasty fashion and uplift any blue mood? So we say, let them eat cake.
Yes! And we now don't have any blue moods today. We're very happy with our Clover Blue.
Clover Blue in a blue bottle?
Yeah.
Perfect way to uplift any mood.
Exactly.
It actually pairs perfectly with our beetroot velvet cake today.
I want to know about this beetroot velvet. Talk me through it, because it's the first time that I make a cake like that.
Well, my son loves beetroot. He absolutely loves beetroot. And luckily, I don't have to hide it. He enjoys it in its normal form. So actually, it's an ode to him to say, "Ma Baba, this is for you.
Baba, this is for you. I hope you're watching your mama."
Awesome. So we're going to start by making our cake today. And as usual, when we're baking, there's wet ingredients, dry ingredients. So what I've started with is that I'm creamed in some of our sugar and some butter. So all I did was to lighten it up to make it easier for us to whip everything else together. And then to start it off, I've also got some of our other wet ingredients. I've got in here some eggs. So all I need for this recipe is 1 egg and an egg yolk. So I don't want
the egg yolk? That is probably to enrich it a little bit.
Correct.
And add more protein to it. Isn't that true?
Yeah. That is very true to exactly the word that you used, which is enrich. So that's what we've done here. So I've gone in with my egg yolks, and all I'm going to do is just cream this in before I add the rest of the ingredients, because I just want it to be lightly incorporated.
I can just imagine the beetroot flavor, because beetroot is very earthy, and it can actually give that beetroot earthy flavor into the cake. That is going to be absolutely amazing.
And the perfect thing is that we also pair it with chocolate, which makes it such an amazing
It's amazing. I think it's a perfect combination. I can imagine dark chocolate, beetroot, a glass of red wine.
Exactly. You've said it. You've done it, right? So now that I've added the butter and the eggs in here, I'm going to go in with the rest of my wet ingredients, which is some of our oil. All the recipe details, guys, you can go on afternoonexpress.co.za and get all that information. And then I go in with some beetroot puree. So what we did with the beetroot is that we just cooked it. After cooking it, peeled off all the top skin, and then I just blended it. So you literally don't even have to add food coloring. This is all the coloring you need from here.
And some vanilla essence, some flavor in.
Yes, but I've also got some vinegar in here. I've got some apple cider vinegar and just normal vinegar. And then we go in with the last of the wet ingredients before I add our milk. And that is our vanilla essence, like you've just mentioned.
And that we're using today is the Clover milk. But what I like about it, it has got high quality. It lasts for 18 days in your fridge. It goes to 55 quality test. Love it, love it, love it.
Love it. So then, last but not least, is our hero ingredient today, which is our Clover fresh milk in the blue bottle, which is so recognizable when you're in store. When you're buying it, you can actually see it from a mile away. So that's just the wet ingredients. Now I'm going to go in with the dry ingredients, and it's literally just some flour, some baking powder, some salt. The salt is already there, and some cocoa powder. And
I love the addition of the cocoa powder, because it's going to add that rich, earthy note. It's actually going to enhance the rich, earthy flavor of the beetroot.
Exactly.
It goes very well together.
All right. And so all I do is then I just fold these together, the wet and the dry. And as usual, we always say whenever you're baking, do not overmix, especially if you're making a recipe of this kind, because we don't want for it to be too dry or for it to be too hard when you bake it. So we just want it to be nice and, fluffy and delicious and divine.
That's a perfect folding technique there. Hope the people are watching. It's like just turning the bowl and fold it over, fold it over.
Correct.
Look at that color.
Exactly right. This is what we meant by the velvet.
Yeah,
this is the velvet part of it. And you just keep folding. It's not a train smash if you still have some specks of flour here and there. Yeah. But the aim is to try and make sure that it is as incorporated as possible. And all that's going to happen here is we're going to put this into an oven and bake at 180 degrees.
In the center of the oven.
In the center of the oven for about 30 to 32 minutes.
That's it.
And that's it. And basically what's going to happen now is you're going to show us the frosting that we have on this amazing recipe. And guess what? It also uses beetroot puree.
Yes, I see I've got here. Because I haven't made this frosting before, peeps. So I'm also learning now. So I've got some whipped cream in here, and some cream cheese. Look at that. It really looks so luscious. And I've just folded that through. And now I'm going to flavor it. You must always remember to flavor your frosting. And I'm going to use some vanilla, and then the beetroot is going to be really extra. So I'm going to add a bit of the vanilla in here. I love this vanilla paste because I can actually see the little seeds inside here. So that's a vanilla paste. I'm going to add cacao because you've added cacao. I'm going to add that in here.
Okay.
Cocoa. That is what they said. The producer always said, now it's cocoa, not cacao. But sorry, guys. I don't know why I do that. And I'm going to add the beetroot puree. Look how beautiful this is.
It's amazing, right?
Look up, and it's going to color it, and it's also going to give that earthy flavor to it. And I'm going to add some honey for extra sweetness because we haven't added any sugar in here, so it's actually only the cream and the cream cheese, and then our sweetness is from this honey. So oh gosh, that looks so divine. Look at this. If you can just look at it, how beautiful it's going to color in here, and I can smell that beetroot, guys. I can just imagine how it's going to taste. I think, you know how I love icing and bowls, and I think this is going to be mine that I'm going to take home. So this is what it looked like, Mzansi. Look how beautiful. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
And there's still a little bit of texture in the beetroot because you don't want to overcook it. You still want a little bit of the texture, and that's basically why you see all those specks in there.
And that goes on top of your cake, and then you just take a lot of berries. Just gooi it up, make it luscious and sexy and beautiful, because that is what cakes is about.
Basically.
Huh? It's like Marie Antoinette. Let them eat cake, but let them eat like a divine cake.
Yes, not something that they're used to. Put some beetroot in there if you have to. Put some other veggies if you have to. And that's basically it.
So I just want to show the people again what this looks like. And then you've got like a... Look at that. It is absolutely divine.
It's divine.
And then... you've got a cake on that side that we're actually going to decorate and just pour this over.
So basically, now that this is done, let me put this away. I'm going to take this out of the cake tin because we've baked this earlier. And all I want to show
look at that.
It basically goes into any normal cake tin that you have, and all we do now is I'm going to put our amazing frosting that you've made for us with our red, blue, purple, green. What color is this? Pink velvet beetroot
This is like
cake.
a rich cerise pink.
Ooh.
But look how beautiful.
Is it fuchsia? Is the color fuchsia?
Yeah, it looks like fuchsia. I think Polly had a dress, pants on like that the other day. That looks like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is it. We just put it into our cake, and we're going to put this in the fridge to set nicely.
Yeah.
So it's going to hold its form because of the cream cheese. It's going to hold its form because of the cream that we just put in there. And then basically that's it. We're going to enjoy this with a glass of milk.
Can I take that cake to Ricky Baby tonight for the weekend? Because I know I'll be in his good books with bringing that cake home.
Okay, I guess I can't really argue with that. Now, that's one way to step into the weekend. And if you want to get baking with us, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get this tasty recipe.
Made with love by Clover.
Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover fresh milk. Made with love by Clover.
Express yourself. You only have one skin. Nourish it and wear it bravely.
celebration of Women's Month, legendary Cape Town singer Sofia Foster is staging a tribute concert to soul queen Aretha Franklin. Foster will be accompanied on stage by 10 young women who have been mentored through the Fostering Foundation. This non-profit organization was set up by Foster in 2017 to nurture and upskill young musicians. During the pandemic and lockdown, live performances were put on pause. With the move to level 2 lockdown, Foster is excited to be performing again and is thrilled to be sharing the stage with artists who have come through the ranks of her foundation. Sofia Foster, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Paddy, for having me. Absolutely pleasure to show off my young talent and showcase these youngsters.
You could not be more excited than I am, because it is individuals like yourself that essentially, as they say, you crawled so we could fly. So your career path has spanned over decades. But for those of us who don't know who you are and how you got your start back in the 60s, please may you share it with us.
I must say it wasn't an easy time, but you very quickly educate yourself. You learn that you have to rise above your circumstances. And I can assure you, traveling through South Africa during a time where artists and musicians had no hotels to stay in, because hotels were for whites only. So we used to sleep where we performed, or we'd sleep on the bus. But as I was saying, we rose above our adversity, or I did, And
let's touch base just about this history and everything you've been through. You are a huge part of South African history, as you were the very first Black female to appear on our television screens back in the 70s. Now, looking back now at that monumental moment, what does it mean for you today?
It's amazing. That experience was like really something for the books. We walked down the corridors on our way to the studios. We could go into the canteen, but we were not allowed to sit down and have a meal. We had to go to our dressing rooms. And I walked down that corridor to the studio to go and do our shoot. We were, in the 70s, we were the pop idols of South Africa. And just that feeling, even though the television wasn't color yet, it was black and white. And then I read on the headlines of a Cape Town newspaper that said, first black on the box. It sounded so hysterical at the time, but that in reality was exactly what it was.
You are a pop star, you are a singer, and you are a superstar within your own light. But because of the apartheid laws and, of course, the restrictions that were put in place back then, you found yourself sleeping in very odd places. So how were you then able to navigate both of those feelings, but still staying true to your vision?
Pale, music is such an awesome healing. It has an awesome healing power. And I must say that the music, like the music of Aretha Franklin, for example, and Nina Simone, these people were militant. They were activists in their own right with the music they wrote at the time, and that was like healing.
So is this why you've decided to go about giving a tribute concert to the great Aretha Franklin?
I was traveling through the USA at the time that I had the sad news that she had just passed away. And immediately I thought, what a way to celebrate her music and pay tribute to her contribution to the music industry. Most of her songs, lyrics resonated with me, and the song Respect, for instance, became a national anthem. It didn't matter what color, creed you were, but respect was what every woman demanded at the time. I mean, we celebrate Women's Month, but women never stop with what they do, their role in day-to-day life. It is so huge. We underestimate ourselves. We should be celebrated every single day. This particular production I'm doing called Respect, showcasing young talent, but also teaching them the value of being women and respecting themselves and respecting the role they play in the industry, because there is a generation after them that's going to be looking up to them the way they're looking up to me. And one way of celebrating Aretha's music for me is by showcasing, not just showcasing our youth of today who have a bit of talent, but also mentoring them in the sense that they have to be leaders of tomorrow. They have to be the key holders of tomorrow, and also open doors for a generation after them.
So please may you just tell me more about the work that you are trying to achieve through your nonprofit organization.
You know, Pali, when I see the kids that come into my studio, which is my garage, I've turned it into like a professional studio with mirrors and all that. When I see these kids coming to me, they are, a lot of them, are broken in some way, and only because of the environment, only because of what they have to experience and witness on a daily basis. My garage had become like a haven. They come here and they come into my environment, and the moment the music starts, there is this transformation. The moment I ask one of them, I say, okay, I want you to perform this song, but I want you to be truthful about it. I've seen kids breaking down just because I said to them, that was beautiful. We women have to learn to look at each other and in truth say, I appreciate you and I love what you do and you are beautiful, and thank you for sharing your gift, because there is so many of us who cannot say to the next person, just be humane about it and live with acceptance.
Thank you for giving us that healing through music. Thank you for communicating with us and touching our souls in the way that we so desperately need during a global pandemic. Goodbye.
I thank you so much, Pali, for having me. And also, I am imploring people in Cape Town or wherever, go onto Cricket and watch our live stream performance and witness the Fostering Foundation youth doing a tribute and a celebration of Aretha's music. Because like she says, when she walks onto the stage, my hands are outstretched. And I'm hoping someone will take it. That is me right now.
And on that note, South Africa, please do head over to our social media platforms and let us know what words of encouragement resonated with you today. If you're in the music industry or any other industry and you're looking for that mentorship and that support, just use that hashtag Afternoon Express. Thank you so much, Sofia Foster.
Thank you so much, Pali, for having me. God bless.
rewarded for your shopping choices with Buy Smart. Send hi on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps. You will stand a chance of winning incredible prizes. Have you signed up to Buy Smart yet? It's your chance to get rewarded with points and so much more when you buy Tiger Brands products. Plus, this month, you will stand a chance to win weekly prizes when you sign up. A queen-size bed, a fridge, a washing machine, and a smartphone are up for grabs. I mean, who wouldn't want that? It's seamless, it's simple, and it all happens on WhatsApp. You can earn points for qualifying purchases on products like Jungle Oats, Koo, Albany, and more. All you have to do is send hi on WhatsApp to 072-897-6278 and follow the steps. Browse Buy Smart promos and products. Upload your till slip when you've purchased qualifying products. Receive points for your purchases and then use your points to unlock rewards like airtime, data, and shopping vouchers. It's quick and easy and you can sign up on the go. You can also enter by scanning your QR code right on your TV screens. Plus, remember that this month you will stand the perfect chance to win the exciting weekly prizes when you sign up. A queen-size bed, a fridge, a washing machine, and a smartphone are up for grabs. It honestly doesn't get any better than that. T's and C's apply. Sign up today to stand a chance for going into the draw for your first weekly prize next Thursday. It could be your lucky day.
Welcome back, Rale Amohela Happy South Africa. The Friday is finally here.
It is finally here.
South Africa absolutely loves their hot cross buns. Well, how about you make an entire loaf and leave their mouths salivating? Join us as we make a hot cross bun loaf with Exela oil.
You know, hot cross buns are not just for Easter.
No.
That's what we're actually saying today. Mzansi, hot cross buns are for the whole year, and not just for Easter.
Exactly, and that's why we're making your hot cross bun go a long way by making one entire loaf.
Oh, I love the dough, and I love the spices that go inside there. Because what spices are you using today?
We've got cinnamon, we've got allspice, we've got zest, we've got a whole lot of flavors.
Oh, you make my heart so warm because all those flavors and those smells make me so happy, and that reminds me of my mom and home and everything. But get going, otherwise we'll talk the whole evening.
Okay, so to get started, we've got some flour over here, and by the way, South Africa, you can get all the recipe details on afternoonexpress.co.za. We've got some flour, some of our spices here, allspice and cinnamon. We've got some yeast, we've got some salt and some sugar. So I'm going to mix in our dry ingredients together.
Except the yeast.
Well, even the yeast actually.
Oh, you got because these days with yeast, especially the dry yeast, you can actually throw it into the flour without proving it first.
Correct.
Hey, you can put it in there because it's made like that.
True.
That's why it's instant.
Yes, it is true. You can do that. You've got the option of doing that, or how we normally do it other times where we put it with some milk or some water and then let it prove or let it actually bloom, and then once it's bloomed enough, then you add it into your dry ingredients with either the oil or whichever other liquid you're using. So to start it off, we've got some of our butter here, and then we've got Exela oil.
Oh, I love Exela oil. I love because it's got like a neutral flavor and it doesn't taste like anything. So it's actually like perfect for baking.
It is. It is actually perfect for baking because it doesn't give off any additional taste. So it's perfect for this kind of recipe.
What zest have you put in there?
I've got some orange zest.
Oh, I love it. And if you don't have orange, I like to put nachi in or even lemon, but you need that citrus flavor always in a hot cross bun.
Very true. And then I'm just going in with the milk to bind it all together. And it is important always for the milk to be warm. Whatever liquid you're using, make sure it's nice and warm.
And warm is just lukewarm, not like hot.
Not
There's
hot.
a difference, Mzansi, between hot and lukewarm. Lukewarm is when you can put your finger inside and you can actually still keep it there.
Yes.
Hot is going...
Yes, and
you
don't want that.
use that because then it is going to kill the yeast.
Yes, because that's another important factor, that whenever you're making recipes like this, the cold actually doesn't do anything to the yeast. It actually just stops it from going any further. But from the heat, on the other hand, if you put the water that's too hot, like you said, it kills it, so it actually defeats the point of the rising and all of that. All right, so this is the hot cross bun dough, basically. It's done. What needs to happen now is you have to knead it and knead it and knead it. And this week, I don't want to lie, we've been using a whole lot of elbow grease. So we're not kneading. We did knead a couple of loaves earlier, and we left them to prove. So I've got
those risen tunes.
I've got a delicious loaf for you.
Wow, in course, Kaku.
In course, Mama. And then I've got one for myself, because what we want to do now are those crosses on the top, because it's not a hot cross bun if it doesn't have a cross.
Oh, so how are we going to get these crosses across?
Thank you for asking. We've got some of our flour over here.
Yeah.
Just plain flour, nothing too crazy.
And you add a bit of water to it.
Add a bit of water, but I would say add it a little bit at a time and just stir it through.
What type of consistency are you looking for?
You're looking for not too much, not a saucy consistency, but something that is still runny.
Like this, or is this too thick?
A little bit more water, because you want to be able to move it around on the top of your loaf. And obviously, if you've got a piping bag, South Africa, you're more than welcome to use that. We're just trying to show you that even with the utensils you have at home, you can actually do that.
Do you have a piping bag at home?
I don't have a piping bag.
Oh, me neither. So we will do it this way,
Correct. So this is the consistency you're looking for, where it's still pourable, but it holds its shape together.
So what do I do with this?
Is we just draw our crosses across our loaf over here. And yes, it's going to make a mess, but that's not a problem. It's part of what we're doing here.
Oh, you're doing like that?
And you just keep making the crosses, and then when you put it in the oven, just make sure to have like a tray underneath, just so that it catches any drippings that you might have.
This is nice for the kids. I can play. It's like painting on bread, yeah.
It's not complete because we need a glaze, and you've got some apricot over there to show us what exactly goes into this glaze.
You're always naughty. I saw this before, and I wondered, what am I going to do with this?
So all that's in there is some apricot jam and some water. You just mix those together and basically brush it over the loaf. Try and get possibly the parts where there's no...
Like that. Okay, where there's no...
Brush it over, and that's going to basically create that nice little shiny glaze on the top of the loaf, and we're going to put it in the oven to bake nicely at 180 degrees.
For how long?
We like to bake it for an hour, but it is important to just keep an eye on it, just so to make sure that it bakes through. And that is it, South Africa. Our hot cross bun loaf is in the oven. It's gonna bake, gonna come out nice and warm. I like to actually put the butter on while it's still warm.
Oh, yes.
Yes, give it some time to chill so that you can take it out of the actual mold. But once it's out, go in there with some butter, some jam, whatever you'd like. Even put some raisins on the actual loaf slice, and then you're ready.
What are you doing to me? This week is going to be a carb-filled weekend, people.
I know. But anyway, I like big buns, and I cannot lie. And if you do too, then go to afternoonexpress.co.za to get your hands on this delectable recipe. And be sure to catch us again next week, when we'll be putting a South African twist on a Hawaiian classic with our South African poke bowl. And in case you missed it, here's a recap of today's recipe.
Now, Paddy, you are a fashionista.
Dang.
And I don't know if you know, but you know, as much as on Fridays we're dancing, we're enjoying music, but our Thursday show is called Fashion Express Thursday.
Oh, lovely.
I believe you've got something up your sleeve, musically.
I saw the I Like It music video. I definitely want to submit it as a fashion film, and all the future music videos that I'll be making are all going to be like mini movies and fashion films, because I definitely feel like my outfits, before I open my mouth, my outfit tells you what I'm going to say. Or at least tells you like what the subject matter is going to be about.
That's so true.
You know?
It's that boldness, it's that loudness, but also it's that substance as well that we love to see. One thing I love about you is that you do love life, but not only do you love life, I believe there might be someone special, no?
I do love life.
No, tell me about your love life.
No, love life. I love life. Let's leave it there. Life is good, you know?
I mean, okay, well, Well, South Africa, if you want more juice and something special, stay tuned because we have got our second performance coming up as Paddy Monroe will show us her latest track, Confirm, and I think she's brought on another special guest for us.
This Saturday evening at 8, The Insider SA explores the theme of texture. Join us as we head out on a foraging expedition with a top chef, meet an artist creating one-of-a-kind pieces with coffee on canvas, and a couple making designer fashion from upcycled rubber tire tubing. Plus, see how local mohair is being woven into designer rugs with international appeal. That's The Insider SA, Saturday night at 8, only on SABC3.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now you've joined us for an exciting moment in our Loft Mzansi for our very first live studio performance since the national lockdown began. We're joined by an energetic performer who is on a journey of self-discovery on our beautiful continent, performing her latest track, Confirm. Put your hands together for Miss Paddy Monroe.
Afternoon Express, what's good? Yeah. Come on. Only one for me, only one. So miles away, only one. You only one for me, only one. So miles away, only one. My only boy, African baby, you be my number one. Baby, oh, African baby, you be my number one. Come on.
Oh yeah, baby, confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Baby girl, come confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Lover.
Love me like no other. Never undercovers, unless we're undercovers. You know I like to switch up. Maybe in the kitchen, I know all your dirty dishes. Because I listen. You know nobody do you like that. That's why you keep coming back. Queen and queen from the flats. I love really the lover. Love me like no other. Never undercover, unless you undercover.
Baby, confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Baby girl, come confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Oh yeah, baby, confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Baby girl, come confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby, confirm. She dey play me like my Monopoly.
But man, he wanna chop money.
Baby girl, know they do shakara.
Do the shaku make you wine for me.
I forgive you what you want.
I'ma give you what you need.
Gucci and Versace.
Baby boy was a
Pull up in the foreign weed. Look, she's an African queen. Baby, confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Baby girl, come confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Oh yeah, baby, confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Baby girl, come confirm. Oh yeah, confirm. Oh yeah. Chee. Vibes. Oh yeah, baby, confirm. Oh yeah.
But man, he wanna chop money.
Baby girl, know they do shakara.
Now do the shaku make you wine for me.
I forgive you what you want.
I'ma give you what you need.
Gucci and Versace.
Baby boy was a
Pull up in the foreign weed. Look, she's the African queen. Confirm. Everybody say confirm. Confirm. At home, confirm.
Don't forget to sanitize.
Baby, confirm.
We love to sanitize. Sanitize, sanitize,
Confirm. Confirm. Baby girl, come confirm.
Sanitize. I'll sanitize.
Yeah.
Paddy, it seems like you always are delivering a message, even
Always.
whether you're singing J or busy.
Daddy with a message.
Paddy with the message. Okay, let's talk about this message. Please may you bring your plate so I can dish up for you, my love. My hands are sanitized. Everything is clean here in the
We
loft.
just sanitized, guys.
Absolutely.
We just sanitized.
Now, girl, I want to find out about your motivation. I mean, we've just been speaking so deeply. And wait, before I get to your motivation, confirm you had an incredibly talented musician alongside. He's a very good friend of Afternoon Express. I mean, can I get a hand for Raffaello?
Thank you. You see, we only nothing but greatness.
Nothing but greatness.
But greatness we touch.
Now, listen, is that just something you've always been about? Is that the standard you always wanted to hold for yourself? I mean, I know earlier we were talking about walking into opportunity, walking into doors of abundance.
Yes.
And how have you been able to maintain that throughout and still been motivated to get back into the studio and record?
I've been burning a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie. Saging my life away. Cleaning my spirit is way more settled right now, and that comes to a lot of diving deep, going into layers that we were so used to, all these distractions. And then lockdown happened and we had to reflect within ourselves, and I fell in love. I fell in love with this woman I am, and I'm just every day I'm just falling so deep in love with them, finding new things out. Like what we were talking about earlier, even the things that I don't like my weaknesses, I ask God to reveal it to me so I can accept it and do the best to change it and be the best person I can be. Also making a lot of content, creating new content, new music. I'm always in studio. If I'm not in studio, I'm sitting there burning a candle and incense, writing my stuff on my Oracle Paddy. Yes, and also making food. I found a lot of therapy in baking and cooking, and food's been a good.
So this is right up your alley.
I'm just saying.
This is definitely our Paddy Monroe cake. It just exudes her personality. personality.
Isn't it?
I'm telling you, I'm loving it all. But thank you so much for wearing your vulnerability on your sleeve, because a lot of people acknowledge you as this crazy, loudmouth personality, but it is the sincerity and that foundation that you keep working on. And that's what definitely exudes coming out of you for you to be working with such incredible people. So thank you for joining us. Cheers. Have a fantastic weekend. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the music.
Thanks for having me. Like, you guys are my family. South Africa, I love you guys. Thank you so much for allowing me into your homes, man.
And that's what it's all about. And talking about doing this again, join us again on Monday for a brand new week. Until then, Mzansi, have a gorgeous weekend. Stay safe and happy eating. Cheers, boo. I love it. Clover has been a part of our South African heritage for over 120 years and wishes you all a happy Heritage Month. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.